Hi, I'm Seraphim. This video is essentially eye gazing part 2. So if you haven't checked out the first eye gazing video I made a few weeks back, I'll link to that in the description below, and if I can figure out, I shall link to it for you in this video as well. But that video essentially covers what is eye gazing, why you should do it, and how to do it, either alone, with a friend, or with a romantic partner. So if you haven't checked that one out first, I definitely recommend that you start there, as I'm not going to cover that stuff in this video. Today's video, I'm going to be focusing on how to use eye gazing in your spiritual practice to get a specific result. So eye gazing can be used for things like healing, connecting with your higher self, your guides, and the universe, and also for viewing past lives. So I'm going to essentially go over how to set intentions in these 3 areas specifically, so you can use eye gazing in a very precise way and start incorporating it as a spiritual tool in your own practice. Eye gazing is a profound magical tool that we can use to develop our spiritual muscle. So today I wanted to give you a few more techniques for working with this spiritual practice yourself. In order to use gazing for a specific purpose, really the only change that you're going to make in the process is around setting a very specific intention beforehand in a very specific way, which I'm going to show you a little bit later in the video. Essentially though, you are setting this intention and holding it throughout the gaze. Holding an intention, however, should be no more than a gentle reminder in the back of your mind that this is the intention for the gaze. You want to be cautious not to hold any kind of expectation as to what you're going to see or what's going to come forward or anything like this. And the other piece of that is to remain open. So try not to hold any resistance to anything that may come forward because you're not seeing the connection to the intention that you set. Afterwards, when you're reflecting, you can dig a little bit more into exactly what came forward, but during the gaze, just try to be receptive. Try to be open to whatever may come forward for you. If you're gazing with a partner, you're going to want to have some consensus over what your intention is beforehand, but I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. For now, if you're gazing alone as a solitary practice, you want to choose your intention beforehand, and then get settled and seated in front of the mirror you're going to be gazing in front of. Get comfortable and take a few centering breaths. Then you want to speak your intention out loud. Speaking out loud, I like to do this for a few different reasons, but first of all, words are vibrations. Words in and of themselves hold power for us. They can also add weight to our requests, intentions, and statements that we're putting out into the universe. So it's a technique I really quite enjoy using. So you speak your intention out loud, and then you ask Spirit to provide insight around that intention. And that's it. Then you settle into the gaze and allow whatever comes forward to come forward. Remember to try to be as open as you can possibly be. When you're setting your intentions, it's really important to use language that actually resonates with you, language that feels comfortable to you. But I'm going to give you a few examples. Feel free to use this phrase. If it resonates with you, feel free to tweak it, do whatever you got to do. But for the case of past lives, for instance, let's say you want to gaze because you want insight around past incarnations that you've lived. You might say something like, Spirit, higher selves, guides. I seek insight into my past lives. Please show me what is in my highest and best good to learn about the past lives I have lived. If you wish to connect with your higher self or your spirit guides, the intention you set may sound something like this. Spirit, higher self, guides, I seek connection and communication with you. I seek to know myself more deeply and to receive guidance from my universal self. Please commune with me in this gaze. The intention you set when gazing can be very, very specific. So even if there's a certain behavior pattern or situation that continues to resurface in your life, you can use eye gazing to gain insight around it. Why do you continue to attract these kinds of situations, be that addictive patterns, if you're kind of stuck in an addictive pattern, or maybe it has to do with always attracting narcissists. If you're an empath, that's a super common thing. I also recommend you check out my video, Why Empaths Attract Narcissists and How to Stop, if that's an issue for you. But eye gazing can help you gain insight into why this is happening. Are there past life links? Is there an energetic influence that's coming in from a past life? Is it entirely from experiences in this life? And where can you make shifts? This is the kind of information that's likely to surface if you set that type of intention that's very, very specific. And bear in mind as well that just by bringing the healing light of our awareness into a situation, we can begin to dissolve some of the stuck energy that's happening in that situation. So definitely encourage you to give that a try as well. When gazing with another person, the most important thing is just to have the same intention. So make sure that you choose a mutual intention, something that you both want to gaze for the purpose of. And then I recommend that you state this intention out loud to one another. So one person starts and states the intention, and then the second person repeats it back and confirms it to the first. You can gaze for things like viewing past lives, receiving messages from spirit, or just building intimacy and connection with that person. If this is a romantic partner, that's an exceptionally fun thing to do. So you can choose to set the intention of building sexual intimacy together, or just your energetic connection so that you can be more intuitively connected with that person. The sky's the limit, so really have fun with this practice and kind of make it your own and see how you can apply this in your own spiritual practice. And please come back and tell me how you do. I want to hear all about it. I saved eye gazing for healing for last, because ultimately eye gazing is a healing modality. So if you're engaging in eye gazing, you're going to receive the benefits of healing from it. Even if it only seems like a byproduct, even if you are gazing specifically to view past lives, the past lives that come forward for you are going to have relevance in your life now. And the messages that come forward are going to have relevance for you in this lifetime now. So in that sense, it is a healing technique. As well, the more you eye gaze, the more you learn about yourself, your soul, and the universe. And so in this sense, it helps to heal the illusion of separateness. If you want to use eye gazing for healing specifically, I recommend setting an intention around presence. You can do this with someone else, but I do recommend starting out alone. So do it a few times alone and then start bringing in other people occasionally. The concept here is to become present with yourself, and there is a benefit to being witnessed by someone else. But the main purpose here is to be witnessed by yourself and to be present with yourself fully and completely. Healing is about reintegrating rejected aspects of self. These rejected aspects are pieces of ourselves that we've essentially completely turned our backs on. So by setting an intention of presence, we choose to be present with that aspect. We choose to reintegrate these pieces into our being and invite our shadow aspects to resurface so we can view them and then, as I said, reintegrate them. So to set a healing intention, it may sound something like this. Spirit, higher self, guides, I set the intention to be completely present with myself. With the aspects of myself I reject, with those I feel are unlovable or unacceptable, and with those aspects I hide. I set the intention to be completely present with my shadow and my most challenging emotions. So I'm going to include for you some intention setting language in the description of this video. So you can just copy and paste it and use it or tweak it as you like. You'll get the intention setting language that I've used in this video, as well as some additional intentions around things like self-sabotage and addictive patterns. I think those are probably fairly common and maybe helpful for you. So make sure you pop down to the description to check that out. Also, if you have tried any of these techniques, I want to hear about it. Please come back and let me know. Tell me how it goes for you, if you found them useful, what was your favorite, all that good stuff. So I definitely want to hear about that. Otherwise, Thank you so much for watching this video. I really do hope that you found it helpful. If you did, please like and share it with your friends. Also be sure to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified whenever I post a new video. If you'd like to learn more about my practice or book a personalized eye gazing or tarot session with me, you can visit tarotbyseraphim.ca, or you can check me out on Facebook under Tarot by Seraphim. That's also where you want to visit if you'd like to join the Empowered Empath Facebook group. All that I will link to in the description though below for you as well. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you next week. Take care for now, my empaths.